it is going to be a thing we will have to take a look at in a big sort of way. Otherwise, if Copenhagen Flames loses this, an upset on Vertigo might be coming in. So you have two edges of the knife here.
Yeah, certainly. But the fact that Copenhagen Flames are willing to give the T side
as a T-sided map and being a T-sided map. So the fact that they're going for the CT to start, but on Fratlo you can already see that he's on fire. Managed to find himself.
It's knowledge beforehand just screamed to me to being a super T-sided map. As we can see, you can isolate those angles. That being the case, one picking up the FAMAS. I don't know wide swing means bird from sky playing from this passive angle. He does see the AK sticking out, but he goes for the slow peek, and Regan's ready to punish him. So what should have been a free opportunity for a pick is instead a lost A site, and Borup's left here all alone, trying to hide in that pillar, able to find one, but now his position's known. Regan will easily find the trade, and this should be the round done this early.
Still like a new blow in the wind. A player or a coach essentially that can
of many protocols or executes or different ideas to be able to establish, because it means you'll be left in the situation where you can be exploited by this higher tier opposition, and you have to be able to compete to have a fair chance, because otherwise you're going to be left essentially with a massive disadvantage on two sides every single game.
Please, the Bad News Eagles now taking on this A side a little. Having taken it over already, it's smoke to try and make sure TMB doesn't push through. He's gonna try it. Regan himself the headshot. The bomb has been planted. The smoke on Heaven not been thrown too nicely, giving Bad News Eagles a little bit of a glimpse for the Copenhagen Flames to fight their way back in. They'll take it with open arms. GXX tries to step up. We will get taken away. The round is going to be won. Copenhagen Flames falling down there. I mean, the kill comes in for Regali. He tried. Van Vlatto tried to bait things out, but still left in a disadvantage nevertheless. Rawls now the one to be taken away, but TMD trades, goes for the second. Switching back and forth, only football is left, which is giving GXX a chance to move his way in from connector. Try and go huge, and has done it the insane by finding a double. The bomb has to be planted on the site here, and this round, all of a sudden, it's quite literally possible. From mid, someone comes out. It's going to be GXX keeping on going. Finding a triple already, and will even go for the fourth.
Oh my god.
This is the GXX.
This was Lurk with the focus on the B split that can be so powerful, even with 3 players here. And there is a bit of a gap through the smoke, but it doesn't favor one. He gets caught out. Synopsy only able to find one on the initial holding for this.
Timing.
As Rawls should be able to take him down.
Yeah. The only thing that could help them there is the timing, but GXX falling. Setari, 1 versus 3. Picked up 1. Looking for 2 more. Hiding behind the waterfall. This is the play you're going to make. They think it's long. They think you're not behind the pillar anymore. He finds 1. Will be traded out. Copenhagen Flames. They take the round.
Down that A site. Normally we see teams just go for the B split contact, but maybe trying to exploit something against Copenhagen Flames as they trade 1 for 1 and throw execute utility into this A.
Regali, first one of the target. Actually a swing coming out. TMB left to fall away. They can find Regali here off the angle. This could be huge. If he still finds 2. Jump Van Vlatlo in a 1 versus 1 now. I thought for a second. Walks back up, Regali swings out, spots him through, the up connecting, but they'll try their utmost to keep on winning. I think 4 rounds at this point is quite great for Copenhagen Flames, and finding more is going to give you that little bit of a window to potentially be the one to actually close this Anubis out.
Big deals. Now, GXX, a little bit rough. And he tries to switch to the MP9 to recover, but of course TMB is there for a bit of this lurk to try to get a flank on these CT players. Clean 1 tap onto the first, and he knows there's a second around. Worried about the flank from behind that they seem rather interested in staying dedicated towards. But Synopsy caught looking around everywhere blindly at the wrong angle, so Borup will be able to spray him down from behind. That's the bomb taking, and it should be a tied scoreline.
It should be. Van Vlatlo doesn't have too much time.
I think it is a bit of a mistake from Synopsy. It looked like he was just kind of looking flanked, but generally keeping 2 or even 3 players towards that B site is a perfectly acceptable and, in fact, generally the meta move, because it's so easy to have so much presence towards mid early, but when you have regali with that AWP to hold them back, no possibility to get trades. Copenhagen Flames looking to get a lead and to build into it on the CT side. Oh, that's unfortunate. Odd the whole Molly didn't get clear where Cena is currently standing. And then you can just cheat everyone towards A. You know exactly what they're doing, which they've done plenty of times of just trying to get that early info. And you can hear they're going for the 2-man flank. But instead of executing on the site, the rotations coming in means that they just catch the rotators instead to leave it a 3-on-3. There's 30 seconds left and they need to get that bomb down. But regali is a bit of a madman with this AWP. They can't find a way to answer him, even though Rawls goes down. Shouldn't matter. They're using everything to try to bait this op shot out early and failing to do so. And, of course, it is regali.
Regun. Pushing up through the smoke. Gets burst from Sky getting taken down. Regun will be able to find one. He's trying to make the halves look somewhat good still by finding 6, but even 6 in my opinion will be a hold for Copenhagen Flame. Have won in a big way. One trying to move his way in. It's regali with the op, still finding one from long. That New Seagull's getting split up as well. So the molly and the smoke will be thrown in behind it. So one has no other chance than to push through. Setari will be able to find himself fragged by taking down Setari on such low health. 3 players for Copenhagen Flames trying to move in. It's a 1-for-1 trade coming out. regali comes out with the op to find the final frag to put the nail in the coffin. The Copenhagen Eagles, they have to hold on to the sides, but they can definitely do it. Their aim is there, but they will have to show it against Copenhagen Flames, a team that's well established, ready to fight. They take on the B site. They're running in to take palace control as well. And there, Rawls has already found 2 here, Trevor. This is
has been able to find some impact, but be quiet overall. And Synopsy has had an oddly quiet game. He'll be able to start getting alive in this pistol. And with GXX, also with that other pair of dualies, they just start eradicating these Glocks, destroying them, being able to have the akimbo just deal with everything in play. All 10 of the players
blinded on the site. There's a smoke to create some cover. Bird from Sky running in with full potential. It's Regan that falls away. Site has been taken over. The only player there to still hold this one Flatlow, but he looks like he's going to be falling away. His name is having me a lot of trouble to speak out. He's only finding 1. Gets traded away, and now Copenhagen Flames searches to go elsewhere. All the players for Bad News Eagles invested onto this site. They're making
roll, so they do have the space to lurk onto the site and set up to get a plant on the good old fisheye. And Borp's able to catch Synopsy running right into his angle, and it's a perfect trade from regali. And around that A site and focused on it on this T side is wild to see.
Swift from being a decent CT map to actually having a lot of T side potential. So we're gonna have to see that for the side of Copenhagen Flames, that they can start things off incredible on that map, and they can definitely shut down the Eagles quite a bit. I feel like they're still gonna go for a 4 versus 4 still, trying to battle their way into the site. Setari will find 1. He's finding a second one as well. Will then be traded out. And Copenhagen Flames, they like the fact that they can just trade, because now it's a 2 versus 2 here. They're starting to walk their way in. Rawls spotting out Regan crossing. Might know where GX is. Mostly sticking together in a retake is the best of play, but he wasn't there for trade. Now there should be a trade coming in. He switches the AWP at the wrong time.
As we've seen B&E looked like an amazing team overall, to instead fall flat, going just aggressive. A player has went, but of course they've gone towards this mid canal together to push through. And Regan's been able to find an individual pick towards A long. Might be able to keep the fight going, as I doubt anyone from Copenhagen will be expecting this. But Borup, of course, is 1 step ahead, holding for that push. 4v3. This should be, this looks like the end now.
Regan, he was like, I mean, this is a map where they were probably being prepared for, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Some games you just are not really able to show for whatsoever. Copenhagen Flames is happy here. Bad news. As we do see their T side on Anubis going with their fair square fashion now. Push comes out into the site. We're seeing a 4 versus 3 now coming out. Copenhagen Flames have been able to get first 2 kills in the round, but there was a trade from Synopsy coming out. Setari tries to move his way in. Regali still hugging the close wall. E-box has to be cleared, has to be checked, but it won't be. Regali strings up one more, gets a dink on Quanfletto as well. He keeps on going. Regan out of bullets. He goes for the knife, points it, but now has no time to go for it. And again, W into the B side yet. The only strat they've so far shown, so not too much to end the strat off of, I guess. They've just completely been doing the exact opposite. And it's also nice because you might be wondering, oh, they're just running into B, they're not giving a damn, but they are. It's going to stay in the hands of BetBoom's Eagles, and they're not going to be happy about that whatsoever. Here, once again, GX falls away, and TMB is shutting them down. Don't full guns blaze their way into the B site yet, but of course, as you can see, they go for it right now. The execute comes in. Setari finding one, calling rotations to come out, and Copenhagen Flames, they might still be rotating over.
I'm surprised going for the contact under, just for information. We have a good flank from Regan, but it completely falters the main information to be able to cut off, deny any flanks, and now you instead have GXX having to hold towards ramp with the AWP just for a second.
Flames
just
in the hands of Bad News Eagles for now, and Regan tries to at least stop that from happening, but Regali's holding with the AWP, managed to get one off guard. Synopsy left to fall necessarily, and out the smokes are coming out. The molly's as well, full blind. Who's from Rouse coming out, unable to find himself the frag as it's Regan to do so.
That's
one
a
left to
beautiful
fall
gap.
away. Gap is shown, and Regan tries to deny the plan from happening. Is on the side, completely isolated, runs away, but Bad News Eagles, it cannot hold on to the side and have to go for the retake now. Regan are running in before TMB can even have a chance. Trevor, this
that live was a miracle enough on its own, but now he can just go for the flank freely on side, gets tagged by that AWP, so now he has to be careful because of all that damage from Tarp, and it is a very open bomb plant, so Borp has a chance. They have to fight and take him down, and who better than Regan to deal with it? A 4K from him. What exactly are they cooking up on this T side as they take their time, and Regan is caught out? He's been able to have the impact with the 4 bomb site. This gets a little bit worrying as Synopsy's left all alone and unable to find the kill. Rawls takes him down immediately. EXX will at least find one, but this site has been lost, and it's
trying to find an early pick and then find a gap into the site. There is a chance, but probably now not anymore. Borup, we've fallen away, and with that, GX is left at 15 health. He's the final player remaining. News Eagles might be able to take the lead, but I guess that's not the case. Can Bird from Sky be doing anything? He jump shots him down.
GXX off, and even though it doesn't, it at least keeps him focused and dedicated on this angle. So now the lurk comes in. Setari able to find one, and the mid lurk contact only able to find the one as well.
Shooting the glasses and stuff is usually there for masking the chair sound that comes out, but in the meantime, the stairs are not even contested on middle. It's B that's being contested.
But unable to find anything initially, and with this utility being thrown, they now have to hard anchor as they go through. There's no flashbangs to support them, and they're unable to get this AWP to start off the opening duels. So instead, he gets taken off isolated, alone, and it's TMB that is going to be red going from behind as the smoke fades away, and Regan will be able to
do a same approach to try and mush the sound. A mid control been taken, but this time Bad News Eagles is able to hold it down. GX and Setari both able to find the first 2 kills. I think that was both on middle, so beautifully done there to start the round. TMB trying to get a trade.
going for the spray. Damn, Rawls getting taken down, unable to find that. Still have a small bit of a chance as they are giving the space to push through the site, but unable to find the frags. Now Synopsy can easily go with that flank onto the second, but instead it's the HE, just in case they weren't sure beforehand for whatever reason. But Borp's going for a quick contact here, but instead being caught out after throwing utility. It's a good aggressive adjustment from Regan to catch one out, and Rawls trying to lurk through the smoke, completely caught off guard, and Rawls has found a massive double, able to get away, and it gives enough information from the Synopsy spray.
Have been given a chance whatsoever. As you said, TMB. He came out from ramp. It's also going to be Regali still finding a frag. He's stuck.
Through. Smoke will unfortunately be a little bit wide, won't interrupt that molly. Able to throw it deep enough, but Regali's found an opening pick on GXX. Make it 2. Wait a minute, he's taking out Regon 2 towards this ramp. I don't know why he finds the double openings, but now they're happy to set up and back up. The Synopsis found 1, but Scenery is left all alone, but they line up for him. But who better than Regali to get his 3rd in the round? Been such a force with this AWP to keep things competitive in a 2v2.
Oh.
And TMB with that mid lurk is perfectly timed to save his
Stuck
bomb.
here behind the white box, and the Molly's going to force him out in the open, missing a shot, at least baiting Synopsis to not be on the diffuser anymore. And that Molly will stop him from diffusing anyway. It's a round 1 and 6 found for Copen.
When we go to that CT, that's sort of where the big question comes in, especially with Rolls finding another follow-up. A lot more deadly, but no conversion just yet. Oh, I don't... And that smoke's a little bit too far up.
Of course, on the bottom of the ramp, but it's flat low. Still trying to do his utmost to find himself a frag. GXX and Setari both finding 1, but a trade on top of Setari can be taken. One left to drop, and it's all left to GXX now. Isolated on the side, completely seen.
Really
Taken away.
by to end. If they end up losing the half, things look grim. They look like they'll be getting 2-0'd, especially with Bird from Sky. Amazing headshot body follow-up speed push. But when you have the Opera Regali going off with TME to support him, I guess there really is no dangerous movement. Oh, even the HE from Bird connects right on a Regon. That's so unfortunate. Now Synopsis, the last one left. It's Copenhagen Flames certainly about to convert to 8, able to easily find those openings, just the HE. So as they go to set up to take this site and go for the plant, the rotations from behind will be able to come in rather quickly, though they need to be able to have the CT defense still alive. There's the first from Borup.
It's 1.
Oh!
Second one to follow up. Regali initiated. Ready to take on the world, and Synopsis tries to move in, but Regali stops him from doing so. The USPs are putting up some work. They know where the final player is as well, or at least one of them. Second player still unheard of. With Regon seen now inside the sandbags. They know where he is. Steps are coming in, but mainly BNE finding the frags. Isn't meant to be, though. Bird from Sky goes up to the fuse. But Ross will in the end be finding the final kill.
From Borup. But now they're left with the pistols once again, and it's a good pick from Scenari. It gets them back, willing to go aggressive for all this info, and they're just going to contact into this B site. They should be allowed to plant, and Borup able to spray down 2 before he gets traded, but there's a little bit of an issue. Synopsis has responded with 2 of his own.
Doesn't connect his shots, is looking for 1 more though. Stops him out, gets the deke shot, and now it's Bird from Sky in a 1 versus 2. Been able to get 1, but 2 more needed. Runs in. Has a kid to work with, so time not running in the SM too soon. But GXX swings out, able to get 3 tags, and Bird from Sky.
Early before any contact's given. Which is going to be unfortunate considering he's forced out in the sandbags position, but the flashbang saves everything, so he's still able to find 1 in that difficult situation. Patiently waits, holding back using that molly with no sound cues given, and Regali on the flank gets caught out. Borup gets taken down, but they aren't expecting a full 3 players from behind, so TMB is still able to find 1.
Retake to be made, making steps, so one is going to be careful. TMB picks out the smoke at the wrong time. Aren't able to really see that coming, and Synopsis, I mean, he sees it coming all day long. The B90 rush getting taken down, and Ross is finding a double. A miss by potentially coming out, and they run into the A side, but this is how you force an issue.
If they find this round, they can close the second map in a confident fashion. But instead, it's TMB jumping on through. Regan's able to find 1, and they at least get the bomb down for that boat. Caught unawares. And now Regan's trying to make it all happen. And that's an individual duel trying to lurk on that B site, but ends up giving away the sound cue, so Borup's able to react. And even though he has performed immaculately in these duels, it's up to Regali. That missed 1, but he's not going to be missing twice so easily. Make it 2. Finally gets taken down by GXX, but it doesn't matter as he's left alone with it all to do. It's a good second kill, but now he's brought down to 27, and there's no AWPs to be eliminated. Borup has this flank just in case, and TMB will be anchoring the site itself, able to take him down. And Copenhagen
winning themselves the half already. The spray comes through the smoke, Ross. Looking for the entry, but it's already been forced by Regon. Out of bullets, runs away. Ross tries to catch a glimpse, and they're rotating over. So that intel has been given away. If one falls, rotations are coming in towards B. The push there as well for Bad News Eagles. They're running fast. They're running hectic, and Borup, the final player there to protect. The flash came in earlier, but he's able to find one. Doesn't really realize there's someone already around the wood position. Now he does. Springs out. Copenhagen Flames. We've seen it happen with Heroic versus Movistar Riders as well. They're just running with 3P90s up the vertigo ramp. We've seen it happen. But they're not the Heroic in this type of round. They have to fight for every inch. And then going from P90 to randomly run right up the ramp is definitely not something that helps. Copenhagen Flames still have Borup on the back of the pillar, trying his utmost to stay alive. Has been able to bait them into peak onto TMB, and Regali that finds himself a double. Synopsy trying to save the round again with his deke. He did it once, he has to do it again, but it won't be happening from the ramp.
Wanted to create essentially with the pistols, but Copenhagen Flames were able to isolate the rifle angles to be able to comfortably take them down.
3 players ready to hold. Flash comes out on short. Ross tucked in a box and up to the double. Ross is all left standing. Has to go huge. Has to go massacre. Finding 2. Finding 3. Getting taken down from behind. And that's giving Bird from Sky another lifeline. Spotting them out. They're both going to short. This is the way Bird from Sky could win it. Sprays to the smoke. Does he know where Regon is? He's already been able to find one, but might get taken down. Regon saves the deal. This round is so work. TMB finds one. Entry found. Final lifeline.
Able to get a head advantage, and it's just rolls on this initial contact. It's a lot to ask of him to do with the FAMAS, but he does find the first scenery with the immediate trade, and now the boost to go on in. Looks like they miscommunicate a little, and both of them go for the boost and end up giving away the position instead. But Regali, once again, goes off with that AWP, able to find 2, even though he's smoked off of the site. Just peeking B&E on this buy. That is going to be all that B&E will be able to bring out. The force in the next round will be very lackadaisical. Very lacking. Nines. Force gets baited out, but the HE still gets damage in. And oh, the fact that he loses that is a bit problematic. The suicide's a bit hilarious, and Regali's left alone. I mean, he can tap this bomb, but there's no way for him to win it. The best he can do is bait them to stay dedicated on the site. As Copenhagen Flames would lose everything if they falter in this round, and that's the main rifle taken out of the equation early. Regali trying to go aggressive towards mid, and instead getting picked off. Roll's able to find a little bit of aggressive success of his own, able to catch off Synopsy, but now 3 players towards mid. TMB, the wise, patient decision not to go for that follow-up peek, and instead patiently set up in the right position that he's able to find one with that P250 and able to make it 2. Things are a little bit awkward. 2v2. Both these last 2 players rode towards this position. They have to be worried about CT. They just need to be cautious about this. They just spam him through the wood. It's a perfect read from Rawls. And now Saneri, that all left to do, he's playing this flipped on his backside, but giving away at the position first. Now he just needs to play this 50-50 duel to perfection. Able to do so. Heavy harassment utility. And are they going to even contest? They're going to dive and go aggressive on ramp, despite the significant weapon disadvantage, and it's going to cost them everything. The Mac-10s find multiple. GXX cleans them out, and Borup now left alone 1v4 with the Deagle. This should be a third map, barely taken through by B&E as they find a way to recover.
Okay.
I want to be able to actually hold on to that bomb.
Borup playing his utmost, getting taken down. It's Squan to find the first kill. Quickly brawling their way into the site now, as he will be not getting dropped yet. It looks like the kills were converted. Not going to be the case. Trace back and forth. Bad News Eagle still the one to be in the lead. TMB tries to take it from them. Regali, usually known to play it out with DWP, now left with just the USP to go huge, but get himself another little bit of a tap. Into the site now he runs, trying to get double peeked, and Bad News Eagles played it, but it was actually the observer in the wall stuck there for a second. Made sure he could get out, and GX, he's also getting out of the round with a nice double, which is in for more, but will then be falling away, so the trade has been found by Regali. Trade for more, second found, looking for a third, but one
That's outrageous.
He's able to find himself the bomb. Gonna expect him to be there. They're not checking for him. He's gonna see them cross. Finds one. That's isolated fight. He's looking for a second. It will be traded away. There's gonna be enough time, I feel like, for Borup to... See them cross. It's a double kill found for Copenhagen Flames. Trade frag found for GX. Make it a 3 versus 3 now for the push to come out. Charlie and Bird from Sky are both walking in. An headshot found. Regon looking for a second. Trade is going to come out and he will have 2 on his own. Bomb gets dropped and just like that, he wants to watch red, but I'm not too sure he won't. Head spotted. Kill should come in any second, and there it goes, Trevor.
So if it is a close competitive half and Copenhagen Flames are going to be set up to take a win, though Setari, amazing first kill. But they aren't expecting the MP9, but the spray's rough from Rawls. He peeks a little bit too early, only finds the 1. They're trying to take him down to separate and isolate the duel, but of course this T site has cover. And Regan gets stinked down to 3.
50 health remaining. Those Eagles forced out in the open due to the mollies.
Oh,
They're
no,
coming in.
they didn't.
Borup, he responds with a double. He gets a triple as well.
God.
The mollies are forcing him out in the open, and Borup says, no, no, no. Bird from Sky almost getting timing there, still winning a round.
Is going to grow. Double checking, specifically in this tournament where Ancient is tied with Overpass for the most played before this series. It's a 54% win rate in favor of the T side. And the fact that Bad News Eagles, that's entirely out of the woods yet for B&E. But the map control and the read having 3 players stacked on this B site, or I mean, TMB will let them freely rotate to this A site, but that bomb has been taken down. So now GXX, they know he's here now, and after time, they're going to be able to try to isolate and take
running in, Regon might be showing his shoulder any second. Twin comes out, kill found. Regali picks up 1, the smoke, to try and give him some extra space, and the molly try to stop them from pushing in. Bird from Sky moved out in the open. He knows that Regan is boosted, but he gets traded out by Regali as well. Keeps on going, another flash.
And Rawls is even aware of this boost position around the smoke that they're trying to use, so he's able to find the pick. And Regali, of course, he's not good for 2. He's good for 3 every single goddamn time as Rawls finds the final
approach in this round. Regon looking for an entry here. Doesn't have too much util to support himself, but will be securing the kill. Bird from Sky, the one to drop. And an entry found, but traded away immediately. Synopsy falling down.
Of this T side of Ancient can be put in. You have these mid-round rotations. You're having to go for this info, or at least you should, but Regali is able to catch. They're pushing through mid. Of course, they could be caught out by Regan, but instead, as they boost up on mid, Borup finds the double. That's going to be the bomb down. Regan should be able to at least catch one of these players by surprise if they were.
Bird from Sky being challenged. He fight multiple. He's running away. Helping out by TMB. Only able to find 1. Bad News Eagles. Fast play out of middle. Will Bird from Sky be able to capitalize? Has to find a whole lot and is still stuck. Setari will be clearing him. The donut push can be initiated. But Borup, final player there. AK up for a big task. Only able to find 1. I think Bad News Eagles are in a comfortable spot. I think Synopsy heard him. Knows he's going to be a brokey. The swing should come out in any second. Regan will find a kill. So does Synopsy. Rounds will go the way of B&E.
They understand they have the advantage and the momentum towards their favor. And with that, again, Bird from Sky able to find the opening frag. Rawls focused on holding this cavern position single-handedly. Normally you have to have 2 players here to be able to get away with holding this, but that's not needed. Rawls, the second he sees a player, he just happily walks back and denies the opportunity away. GXX with an opening, and Regali, again, rotates to this B site, finds the trade, and allows his team to find success. So Setari's left alone, 1v4 against Copenhagen Flames, finding 11 before they even get to the T side. That should be the favored side for the split.
Not too sure what to expect. Borup, getting flashed through. The kills are coming in. Synopsy finds 1 from long. They're being challenged. But the Glocks are put in a big fight, and they're finding them all. Regan left standing, and Trevor, I feel like...
But it's Regali, even though he's peeking first. Somehow the bullets end up going by him, so he's able to have that flashy 4K. And
with a scout, it's not going to be the best of weapon there, but the fact he finds like a 2 double tag is getting them an opportunity, and winning the fights here as well is going to give them the round. Wow.
They push through the smokes, try not to respect anything, and it's just going to leave them caught out. And especially when that scout is able to line up 2 frags, I think they were a little bit too giving up the site position. The initial scout not connecting, and they're going to have to take their time and go for these duels, but it's perfect retake flashbangs. Unable to find much success in the duels, but it's bird from Sky to give a little bit of a chance to find 3. Trying to rotate through the smoke, and Synopsy just spamming through the smoke.
Left wide open for BetBoom. It's Regal that tries to push in. Will be taken down. Regali looks for a second, but the trades are coming out. And Synopsy is still there to hold on. But able to find a double. And they know that bird from Sky has to be somewhere on the side. Synopsy with a third. Copenhagen Flames have, surprisingly enough, right, not really been able to take the sides that often. It's a map where retakes are very important most of the time. But Bad News Eagles, they're fighting before the bomb has been there to even stop them from pushing into window, and Regali might be peeking out, taking away Synopsy. An 8-path opened up, and Bad News Eagles have to move. Doesn't really matter, or kind of add up. We'll have to see.
Creeping on through Setari, able to find 1, but now he has to push through the smoke to find more. Somehow Flatroo is able to do exactly that, and he has the smoke and even the molly follow-up. They do have a fair chance, but they understand exactly where this bomb's planted in that new default position. Regali instantly lands the headshot, and now GXX going for the stick on the defuse, but they're actually spraying the wrong position. Things as everyone's leaning towards this B site. This is a nice, clean T default, and Rawls able to find 1, instantly getting to respond in some way, and that's what's forcing Regon to go for this peek, and he's not expecting TMB to hold through the window. So he's able to capitalize that pick, and this is a perfect T-side round, and able to handle protocols and defaults to perfection. Setari able to find 1, but it's not enough as this bomb goes down them. They show their understanding, and they're able to get 13 just as B&E gets to double digits. There's only 1 player towards the site. They aren't able to take him down early, but if they're able to go for a smart bomb plant, okay, Regan able to get 1 through the smoke, find the impact, and they're going for a bit of an old school default plant. I don't like this. This is part of the thing that allows for the retake to go on in, and Regali's taking a massive risk going aggressive. It should be a bait and switch, but the trade doesn't come in initially. Flatro will be able to come on in with the response, and it's a rotation through Donut. He's smoked out, and they are throwing a molly not anywhere near this bomb, and the retake goes on in, and that's why I don't like teams going for this A site.
Like it's gonna come in, they're walking up to the middle. You spray converting, and Synopsy gonna be dropping. Borup has been able to find 1. It's Rawls.
Mid player 2. Oh, instead it's a bit of info, but GXX has it all left to do. That's the first frag, but he needs to go nuclear, destroys everyone, and that's exactly what happens. He finds 3, finding TME, pushing through Cavern, able to find a gap through the smoke, but of course it's Regali with his own AWP to keep things close. As that smoke fades, it's a quick shot from Bird on Sky to leave it to a 1v1. GXX switching to the rifle, but Regali's so clean with this op. It feels like he lands the shot every time, and he doesn't get peaked with the flashbang. So he has the opportunity dodging them 1 at a time, and this is doomed to be 14. But of course, instead, it's a fast play towards mid. W King from Bird. Regan hears these players going towards his way. He finds the first, but it's an immediate trade from Borup. Things are already running a bit slim. Synopsy has been amazing with this deagle, but he's only able to find 1 as Borup gets his 2nd in the round. This A site has been lost, and with the donut control, which is the key detail, they are able to get this default plant in as much as they want. And now TMB with a pick on the AWP. A direct nade onto Setari. Flatro able to find 1 with the 5-7, but there's so much more work to be done, but they're finding somehow a way back into it.
TMB pushing around the smoke, getting the frag. Setari doesn't have himself a kit to work with. He saw he wasn't on it. The jump spot comes out. Time anymore. Bomb is planted on the A side, it says, and Setari is gonna get taken down. TMB will win the round.
And they're just rushing mid again. To do this in the previous round, knowing that they forced, is already an insane enough move. To do it twice in a row where you just push through CT is even more insane. And this is exactly why. Because if you don't clear 1 single corner, you got all these Valorant 50-50 angles, specifically in this mid, that's so dangerous.
Copenhagen Flames played against pistols. The only round they need to get, and they lose the round.
Right now, this is panned out, and this is the right play. This isn't entirely madness. And you can see they're entirely changing the strat. The heavy utility towards mid means that they won't be able to have that lurk that can be so valuable. Bird from Sky able to find one on the opening of this Galil, but everyone is here on this B site, and they're unable to isolate these duels, so they just get mowed down. A B split, but that bomb is towards mid, so they could go either way. But Synopsy to anchor towards CT, he fails to find the frag, and they could rotate towards A. Whoa! If it wasn't for the fact that their B defense entirely falls apart from the late the B main push, and it works perfectly, and Regan's all left to do, and barely Copenhagen Flames close it out 16-14.